guys, welcome back to the channel. It's Lauren. Thank you so much for watching. Today I have so much new makeup in front of me. I can't wait to try out. A bit of a preview of what we have going on. I can't wait to get this freaking Fantasia highlighter on my face. I'm still into the highlights. I think they are so amazing. Like, favorite parts of makeup, honestly. The new Pat McGrath palettes, which I will have a short coming, I think, on these if you just want some swatches. I'm like behind on so much. I have like Teresa's collab with Lethal, which I have and I need to make a video on. I have just lots of stuff. I feel like I'm just a little behind. So if you see lots of shorts coming, anyway, let's just get started. It's a lot of stuff. Like, literally, I'm so excited. And I really hope that the noise outside isn't too bad. We have construction on like every which way, every side of us. So I have no idea how it's sounding. But for primer, starting off, which it's kind of bright. It kind of looks like we moved to the basement. We didn't. Anyway, this is from ColourPop. It's the No Filter Primer. I thought I would try this out. I got to pick out a few things from them. So this was sent to me. And yeah, we'll see how it goes. I haven't tried a complexion product like this from ColourPop in I don't know how long. I know I bought this stick foundation when it came out. Like, that's how long. It's been forever. And I think that's the only one I've tried. Okay, I should have maybe not put too much on. This feels like one of those kind of silicone type primers. Let me see. A dimethicone. It's one of those, which I'm actually not mad about. These tend to make me oily. That's the only thing. I love the like initial finish on my skin, but I cannot lie. Usually my oils just like retaliate. They rebel. They really do. I'm getting like a tiny bit of pilling, so I think I'm gonna stop rubbing it in. It must not play nice with what I have underneath, so good to know. I'm gonna need to try a few different things out, but it smells kind of nice. It's kind of like citrusy, like lemony almost, so I'll keep you guys updated on that one. Let me grab some brushes. I think I'm gonna zoom you guys in even a little more. I don't have a new foundation to, oh my gosh, I do have a new foundation, but I'm going out. Maybe I'll try that in a different video, but I'm gonna use a stick foundation. You like how I just decided, no, right here with you guys. I'm gonna be using this stick foundation from Makeup Revolution. I've had this for like ever, I feel like, and it's been so nice. It's so easy to use. It gives me pretty good coverage. I'm gonna use a brush today because I just cleaned all my brushes. Like, I just had this wild idea to, like, I don't know, be a clean person. I was really relaxing cleaning my brushes and everything. I don't know. I usually don't have that experience. It usually feels like such a chore, but it was actually really nice, and I love a clean brush. Like, what a luxury. Okay, everything's sitting so heavy right now on my skin. I'm assuming it's the primer, so I'm not sure that primer is really gonna be the one for me. I mean, this is all first impressions, so like, we'll give it chances, but yeah, I'll show you my pores once I get this shit blended in. You can, you know, just confirm. Confirm that it just looks heavy. It's not like the worst. It's just, if I'm gonna be using something that has that dimethicone, I want it to smooth, and I feel like initially, at least right now, I'm not like getting super smoothing, and instead it just feels heavy in my pores and kind of looks kind of textured. I don't know, I'll show you. I personally don't love the way it's looking so far. So here we are close up. I feel like you can see it, especially like this area, which I feel like that primer should really be helping. So I'll have to try it with liquid foundations, with a sponge, that type of stuff. But initially, I don't know. For bronzer, I'm using the Charlotte Tilbury one. And you guys, look, I hit pan. I'm so excited. It was like one of my unofficial, like not actually a big goal, but I was kind of hoping it would happen soon. So that feels really good. I've been using this a lot, and also I should get it out. I've been just contouring a little bit more, which is kind of weird for me. I don't know if the fall weather has me like excited or what, but man, my base application looks nasty. Like, I'm not gonna lie, it looks nasty. I really hope I don't have to redo this. It's a night out though, so sometimes it's just dark, so maybe that will save me. I don't know. Wow, it is such a different application when your brushes aren't gunked up. I know that's gross. I know that's so gross to say, but geez. I'm really trying to push through this foundation, but it's like the longer it sits, I look at my face and I'm like, what in the hell? And I know there's beauty. You guys, you can't tell me that looks good. You cannot tell me. I mean, what in the hell is going on? I think I have to take this shit off. What the heck? I don't know how long it's been since I've done that. Oh my gosh. Okay, let's take it off. Let's start over. Give stuff a fair chance. I don't know. I'm gonna do a little test to see what... I don't know if I want to use that primer again though. All right, here we go. We can just do way better than that. And I'm not gonna like know it's bad. Like, you know, you have this decision to make, right? When shit starts looking bad. And it's like, if you build your foundation of your look on like shit or your house or anything, it's gonna look bad. Like, you're setting yourself up for just disaster. So back to square one. Okay, we're back. I kept it simple, things I know work. So I put this on. Really, that's it, because I know I'm gonna go in with my tried and true primer. I don't have time today. I'm so sorry. I'll test that other primer. I promise another time. But geez, we can't. I'm like a horse that got spooked, baby. And like there's no way I'm putting that shit back on my face and doing my makeup 3 times today. I know I love that stick foundation, but I'm also still spooked. So again, tried and true. I don't have time for this shit, okay? I'm trying all this other stuff, but I am still using a brush. So I'm just gonna blend in that Yensa foundation and I'll put this bronzer on and then we'll actually move on to the next step. My goodness. Okay, I quickly tried to like remedy that. So I hope it looks halfway decent. It's a little bit shiny because that foundation's more dewy than the stick one, but it definitely looks just lighter. So I'm very happy. But we do have another complexion product that is newer. I've been trying this though, so this is not like first impressions. This is the most confusing. Like, I don't know what my thoughts are on this concealer. This is the Milk Makeup one. I'm gonna zoom us in. First off, I liked the container, but since I've been using it, look at how much gunk is collected. It leaves like such a big dollop. And so there's becoming a lot of product that's collecting here at the top. And I'm like, I don't need this much because this goes the longest way. It's like oddly matte, but also very jelly-like and hydrating with coverage. Like, I know. What are you talking about, Lauren? Exactly. I'm gonna do something different. I'm just taking my brush today because I have all these clean brushes. I just feel like the world is my fucking oyster. And I'm gonna use this to apply my concealer. When I did makeup, I would always use little brushes, like fluffy brushes, to apply people's concealer. I loved that like airbrushed look, and I kind of want to do it to myself. So I'm using this. It's a little bit light. I have the shade like 4, so I feel like this in general runs a little light, but I don't know. Like, that was the tiniest amount of product. I'm telling you, I wiped this doe foot off and I just, you know, touched my brush to it. And that's, I mean, it went so far, very full coverage, more like a mattifying look. So I don't know. It's definitely different in terms of concealer than what I've been doing. I don't know if I like it. I just don't know. There's a part of me that's like, okay, like we're getting a little more glam, a little brighter, like, you know, some coverage, but also in some ways I feel like it doesn't quite have the coverage I want. And again, the color's a little bit light, so I genuinely don't know what to think. Like, if you've tried this, are you as confused? Do you have a way that you think I should use it or wear it? Please let me know. I think one of the things about this one is it's supposed to like not crease, and I would say that's like partially true in the sense that like it creases right after, but then once I remove that initial creasing, I don't really find it creases again, and it does kind of flexibly like hold on to that area. Like, you don't need to set it. I don't hate it, but I definitely don't love it. Like, it's not like, oh my gosh. So I don't know. I really don't know how to feel about that one, but I need a powder because I'm looking like shiny and kind of ghostly. We're watching Twilight right now and I feel like my under eye is like inspired. Okay, I'm just gonna powder a little bit. Naturally, for blush, I'm gonna be using the Charlotte Tilbury face palette. I did a video on this, so if you haven't seen that, I'll leave it linked down below. But I have been using this basically since I got it, and I'm pretty damn into it. I think today I'm gonna go with the neutral or more neutral one. This one still shows up pretty pink on me, honestly. But I think I'm gonna need a natural brush, actually. Let me try that. Yeah, it just picks it up a little bit better. I didn't put any cream blush on. Usually I would do that step before this, but I thought some of you might want to see it. If you hadn't seen that video or you want to see it again applied without any other products, you could really get an idea of what this looks like. But I've really used both blushes quite a lot. I do find the pink one is more just intense and more brightly pink. And so although the difference between them is slight, I do still find myself reaching for both, which I think that's a success. And now for highlighter, I'm so excited for this. I don't know if this is gonna be too dark for me. It looks a little dark, but we're gonna go for it. I have not used this yet, like first impressions actually. I'm gonna try 2 different brushes. So I'm gonna try this like highlighter brush from Sigma. It's a very sparkly highlighter. Oh yeah, I like it. It's a little dark when I could put it here, but really not too much. I'm gonna try that bigger paddle brush technique that I do a lot on the other side and see if that gives me, oh yeah. I really like this. I'll have to see like once I get up and like go throughout the day if I feel like this leaves a dark cast, but for like a light dusting, I really like it, and it gives me that high shine without being too opaque, which I like. And I don't find that it's too sparkly. It's picking up on a little bit of my texture, but I don't really mind that. I'm like happy initially that it just doesn't look too dark because I just didn't know, but I feel like looks good. It's like my type of highlighter. For brows today, I'm gonna do my Persona brow product, but I'm also gonna use this pencil from ColourPop. I used to use these all of the time. This is in the shade Taupe, and I remember loving them. So I'm kind of excited to try this again. I've been using the Rowan one, but I've really mostly been using that because it's like $6 on BoxyCharm sales, which is like, I think the price of this just naturally. And I remember it being a more hard, like kind of waxy formula, which I tend to enjoy instead of something soft. So let's see if at least my brows could turn out today. It's like a light taupe. It's not too dark, which I'm glad I got taupe instead of blonde. All right, we got a little bit of something going on. I'm gonna now go in and use my Persona brow product, and then I'll touch up any places I want with the pencil again. I think they look pretty good. I'm definitely gonna keep using this. I like how light it is. I feel like I always have the problem of brow pencils being too dark, so I like that this is light and I'm not gonna go overboard. For a base today, I'm gonna use one of these cream shadows. We probably though should talk about what I'm gonna do for my eyes. I'm not sure. So I did get my 3rd pop shot in the mail. I talked about that in that Charlotte Tilbury review too. This is the shade Smoky Quartz. So beautiful. Like, I love this and I'm excited to get it on my lids. This is like my favorite type of shade really right now. So I really like this one. Probably my favorite one out of the 3 that I have, which just in case you haven't seen that, I do have the shade Cosmic Rocks, which has a teal purple shift. I have a short on this with a potential dupe for you if you're interested. And then this is Rose Quartz, which I brought with me on my trip and wore a couple of times, and I really like that one as well. So that's them. I mean, I'm really happy with all 3. I have not bought the other ones yet. I'm going back and forth. I mean, these things are fucking expensive. Like, they're very expensive. Like, I love these. I'm really happy I have these, but to get more, I'm on the fence. So we'll see. Maybe during the sale, like getting a little discount would be nice if I want to pick them up. I just don't know what I want to do, and I really want to know for sure if I'm gonna buy $35 eyeshadows again, like a 4th and 5th time. Anyway, the Smoky Quartz is an option, but I think I'm gonna use one of the Pat McGrath palettes. So I'll swatch these out too. This one is the Bronze Bliss 5-pan. Stunning. These are everything I wanted them to be as well, which is exciting. They're heavily shimmered, which I love. I decided to go with these also because I love that they're 5 pans. I just felt like for my style, the reality is that I enjoy small palettes, and I felt like I would actually use these after holiday, you know? That was something I really wanted to keep in mind. This one's a little more cool toned. I'm like so excited for that, even though it's like the warmest one, but so beautiful. I love that there's just the one matte. And then the other one is more warm toned. This one's so beautiful as well. This one's called Nude Allure, and I really love the tones in here too. Just seems like stuff that is really wearable and fits my style currently, and also I feel like will fit my style going into the future. It won't be one of those purchases like that I got caught up for holiday, you know what I mean? I really feel like I'll use them more. Unfortunately, they probably are gonna be limited edition. That's the only only thing that sucks about them. I wish that these little 5 pans were more permanent, but I think I'm gonna use this one. I know that's so boring, but I do. I do think that's the one I'm gonna use. So I'm going to lay down a base initially of this from Tarte. I picked up, actually not that color. I picked up the set of these Tarte cream shadows with liners on the end because hello, yeah, duh. And I've been using this one from the set the most. This one's called Mauve Luster, and it has a black liner on the other side. But I'm gonna put that down as my base. It's gonna give me some color. It's a little bit like a cool toned, but it's gonna work out perfectly fine. No worries, don't worry. If you're worried, don't, please. But I've been using these stick shadows also for like liner, especially this shade. I'll just like put it on my lower lash line, kind of smudge it in my top lash line. And I've really loved the way that's been working out for me as well, even though I mean there is a liner on it, but I love this shadow portion. I just love the way cream shadows enhance a look, so I've been using them a lot lately, even just on outer corners and stuff too, like if I'm not feeling putting it on the whole lid. But I think, you know, this is the shade I am the most attracted to. Like there's just something about it. But I think I'm gonna go in with the matte first. So I'm gonna take the one matte that's in here, one of those kind of rosewood browns you know I love. Ooh, so nice. And I'm just going to tap that on the outer edge just to add some depth. And I'm really doing this first because these have a bit of sparkle to them. Like they're not glittery by any means, but I really don't want to have to blend out that shadow too much if I can help it. Just, I don't know how Fallout's gonna be. I've never used them before. And I don't know how these also compare to other Pat McGrath eyeshadows. Like, I'm definitely not the authority on Pat McGrath. Like, I don't know a ton about the different formulas throughout the years and what's different between Motherships and Holiday and the tiny palettes and just everything. But so far, I'm really liking it. I do feel like maybe it's a little different, but in like a good way. Like, not a negative. I really like it. I really hope she does more stuff like this. I think that color alone is just so pretty. And I'm laying this down so that way I can put the other shadow on top. So we'll just layer the lid shade kind of everywhere. I'm so glad I like neutrals now. Let's go in. I'm gonna go boring. Ooh, and beautiful. Boring and beautiful, baby. That's gonna go just on my lid. If you're a neutral girl and one of these palettes speaks to you, I really feel like, you know, you probably can get them on a deal and not even pay the full. I think they're $32 a piece, but I really feel like it's a good price. Like, it's a really good price. I would just make sure it's one that you're gonna get a lot of use, but I do feel like these are super wearable. If you like neutrals, you're gonna wear them a lot, like get the use out of them. Okay, I'm very into that. I think it looks so good. I'm not sure about the highlighter in here. I'm gonna use it on my inner corner, but for a brow bone, it's gonna look too icy. It's gonna look probably dated. So I think I'm gonna skip out on that. I think the next best thing I have here in front of me is from the Charlotte Tilbury. So I'm gonna take that lighter gold one and just kind of dust that up on the brow bone. It's just more sheer. For the brow bone, I don't like anything too opaque. It's just not my favorite look. It's not my favorite look. Let's just keep it there. Now we're gonna go in with this on the inner corner. I'm just using a pencil brush. That's so pretty. Ew. Okay, eye booger. I'm spotlighting that. I'm trying not to make it too big. I feel like I always make my inner corner so big, but I'm gonna try to keep it more contained. And then I am gonna take a little more of the matte and just kind of tap on the outside edge just to kind of deepen it up a little, but not really move product. I feel like this was so easy to use and a little bit easier than some of the past Pat McGrath palettes, honestly, that I've had. I'm gonna go in with the Rose Luster Warm Brown Liner. I feel like I've been reaching for that one more than the black one that's on the mauve, so really these two have been getting quite a bit of use from me. And I'm definitely tight lining. And those are the type that kind of go on creamier and then dry down, so I like to work as fast as I can. It's good for longevity, but it's not always my favorite formula to work with, but it definitely, you know, gets the job done. It definitely lasts. It's just one of those ones that has like pros and cons. For mascara, I have a few different options. I have a black, a brown, and I also have a burgundy, and I'm like really tempted for the burgundy, but I don't know if this is the right look. So this is from Cella. Look at that color. I really I really think this is so pretty, but I also don't want to look too vampiric for tonight. I mean, I love vampires, and I was just talking about how we're watching Twilight, but I'm like obsessed with vampires. I'm one of those chicks, you know? I'm just gonna go black though. I'm gonna go with the black one. But I'm gonna try to construct a look where I can really use that colored mascara and see. They also have a blue one, and I think that's so fun, and I really like the more subtle colors they have. Okay. I don't know how I feel about this mascara. The brush is like a plastic bristle, but I feel like it's hard for me to like get my lashes in there to the product. Like I'm really trying to work it on there and it's really tough. It's not a love, it's not a hate. I will keep you guys updated. Sometimes I just need that time with a mascara, so hopefully it's one of those. I do want to add a little bit of my lid shade on my lower lash line. That sparkly one, I want to like top it over and just add that kind of sultry moment. I just personally love that. It's kind of messy, grungy, sexy. Like seeing, like going to the bathroom mirror when you're out or something like that and seeing like shimmer on your lower lash line, at least for me, like I'm talking me seeing shimmer on my lower lash line immediately is like, okay, bitch, like, yeah. I like that. Let's do anything. We can do anything. All right, let's do lips. I feel pretty good about the eye look. I'll show you in a second. Naturally, I'm using my Wherever Walnut on my lips just for lip liner. And then I fill in just a little. Then for the actual like gloss today, I'm using this. This is from the Sam. I got it from YesStyle. I will have a video coming soon. I got some goodies off of YesStyle, so I'm just testing them out so I can have some actual opinions before. This is more like a lip oil, like a tinted lip oil. I want something glossy, but I always like doing the lip liner just so I can get that fullness. I don't have the biggest lips, so it gives me a little more oomph, you know what I mean? A little thick, but not sticky. Very glossy. We'll see how it wears. I'm gonna zoom in so you can see the eye look all close up. Really see that sexiness. Kind of gives you almost like a little bit of like a bag look under your eye, but I love it. I think it's so pretty. I also might even add, like before I go out tonight, a little more liner, especially on the outer edge, just to like really smoke it up. But that's what it looks like. I really like this eyeshadow look. I'll keep you posted. I want to see how it like really wears throughout the day. But here's the full look with my hair down and everything. I do quite like it. I think it looks really good. And just, you know, how I like to do my makeup, maybe a little darker on the eyes. Maybe my brows are a little bit lighter. But let's go over a few things. Absolutely loving these so far. I'll keep you guys posted. I might do a full video. I don't know what I'm gonna do. It's kind of a lot to be able to showcase everything in its full glory when it comes to the longer videos. So that's why I'm trying to like utilize shorts in that way. So that way you can at least get swatches or something. We'll see, but I'm so happy with these so far. I've been really enjoying the Charlotte Tilbury blush palette. I think it looks so good. I love pairing it with my cream blushes. I like the highlighters in here. The more I use the highlighters, the more I like them. And actually I found that I like the pink one more than the gold one, which I find a little bit odd, but I feel like it just looks really natural with the blush. It kind of just all, you know, seamlessly goes together and adds a little bit of shine with that pink color. So still super happy with that. Obviously, I have some issues. Like, I didn't like that I had to take all my makeup off. So I don't know when I'm going to try this again. I will try it more, but not the best. Love the brow pencil though. The Cello mascara is like fine, but I really need to try the burgundy. I really need to try that one. This set from Tarte I've been loving, and if you're into cream shadows, you want to try them out. I feel like the value on it's so good, and it has the liners. Like, they're gonna be things you're actually gonna use, and I love the colors. I'll swatch them right now for you. The mauve one is just so pretty, and it blends out so nicely so it's not too dark. That's the Rose Luster, and then this one in the shadow stick is actually the one I used the least because it's a little too light. Like, I do like a more mid-tone color, but I love them. And then the liners are really useful. They're just like all in one. And really one of the last things, I'm so far pretty excited about this highlighter. I'm just glad that it works for me. I think it looks really nice right now, like not too heavy on my skin, but definitely giving me the shine that I want anyway. I feel like I already need to powder though. But if you've tried any of this makeup, I'd love to know any of your thoughts on it, or what are you thinking of some makeup that you've picked up, even if I didn't use it here. I'd love to know, especially too that milk concealer. Like, I don't know. I really don't like it. I wish it was just creamy. I don't know. I really want to hear your thoughts if you've tried that thing and how you're liking it, how you make it work. If you do like it, like, what are your thoughts? Please tell me. But other than that, thank you guys so much for hanging out with me today. I hope you have an amazing day, and I'll catch you in the next one. Bye, guys.